Do you ever feel like fear and anxiety have taken over your life? This feeling isn't as uncommon as you might think. Each one of us, at some point in our lives, grapples with these emotions, whether it's fear of the unknown, anxiety about a big decision, or just general unease about our place in the world. It's an integral part of the human condition, a shared experience that unites us all. But what happens when these feelings start to rule our every thought and action? When they become an unwanted guest, overstaying their welcome and creating a chaotic mess in the tranquility of our minds? That's when it becomes a problem. It's completely normal to feel fear and anxiety. They are our body's natural response to uncertainty and danger. But we mustn't let them dictate our lives. Remember, it's not about eliminating fear and anxiety, it's about learning how to live with them. Did you know that fear and anxiety aren't always bad? That might sound counterintuitive, but let's dive in a little deeper to understand why. Biologically speaking, both fear and anxiety have their roots embedded in our survival instincts. Imagine our ancestors living in an era where danger lurked around every corner. A sudden rustle in the bushes could signal a predator, and fear would kick in like a survival switch, heightening their senses and preparing them for the classic fight-or-flight response. Anxiety, on the other hand, was a response to anticipated threats. It kept them vigilant and aware, ensuring they took precautions to avoid these potential dangers. Fast forward to today, our lives aren't as perilous, but our brains still use these primal responses. Fear can still be a guardian, protecting us from immediate harm. Think about the instinctive jump back you'd make when a car speeds past you. That's fear, acting in a fraction of a second to keep you safe. Anxiety, too, can serve a purpose. It can motivate us to prepare for an upcoming job interview or study for an important exam. However, these emotions can become distorted and exaggerated, leading to chronic fear or anxiety disorders. When fear is no longer tied to immediate danger, or when anxiety has us anticipating the worst in every situation, they cease to be helpful. They become debilitating, affecting our everyday lives and mental health. This is where it becomes crucial to distinguish between healthy fear and debilitating fear. Healthy fear is transient and connected to a clear and present danger, while debilitating fear is persistent, often irrational, and can interfere with our daily functioning. Similarly, a healthy level of anxiety can keep us alert and prepared, while chronic anxiety can be overwhelming, leading to constant worry and stress, even in the absence of any real threat. Understanding what you're dealing with is the first step toward managing it. You see, fear and anxiety aren't inherently bad. They're natural responses that have simply gone into overdrive. In the following scenes, we'll explore how to approach them from a perspective of acceptance and detachment, so stay tuned. Have you ever tried to accept your fear and anxiety instead of fighting them? That might sound a bit counterintuitive, right? But what if I told you that acceptance and detachment can be powerful tools in your mental health toolkit? Let's unpack these concepts a bit. Acceptance in this context doesn't mean resigning yourself to a life dominated by fear and anxiety. No, it's about understanding that these emotions are a part of life, just like joy and sadness. They're not necessarily bad or good, they just are. When we stop fighting these feelings and start accepting them, we take away their power to control us. We acknowledge their presence without letting them dictate our actions. We make room for them, but we don't let them take over the entire house, so to speak. Now, on to detachment. If acceptance is opening the door to fear and anxiety, detachment is maintaining a safe distance. It's observing these emotions, recognizing them, but not letting them consume us. Detachment allows us to step back and see our emotions for what they are, transient experiences, not defining characteristics. Think of it like watching a storm from a window. You see the rain, the lightning, you hear the thunder, but you're not out there getting drenched. You're safely inside, observing. It's important to remember that acceptance and detachment take practice. It's like learning a new language or a musical instrument. The first few times might feel awkward or difficult, but with time and patience it becomes easier, more natural. And just like learning a new skill, it's okay to seek help. Therapists, counselors, and support groups can provide valuable guidance and resources. So the next time fear and anxiety come knocking, try inviting them in, sit with them for a while, observe them, and then let them go. Remember, they're just visitors passing through. They don't own the place. Acceptance and detachment aren't about giving up. They're about regaining control. Scene script. Are you ready to take back control from fear and anxiety? Excellent. Now let's talk about some practical tips and strategies that can help you in this journey. Firstly, mindfulness. It's all about fully engaging with the present moment. It's about noticing the taste of your coffee, the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs, the sound of birds in the early morning. Fear and anxiety live in the future, and by grounding yourself in the now, you rob them of their power. Secondly, deep breathing. It's simple but incredibly effective. When you're feeling anxious or fearful, take a moment to close your eyes and focus solely on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly. This technique can help slow down your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and bring a sense of calm. Thirdly, positive self-talk. This strategy involves replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," tell yourself, "I am capable and I can handle this." It's not about denying your feelings, but rather about reframing them in a more empowering way. The key to all these strategies is consistency. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you get. And remember, it's okay to have bad days. They're part of the journey, and they don't define your progress. Remember, it's okay to have bad days. The key is to keep trying. So, how will you approach fear and anxiety from now on? We've journeyed through understanding these emotions, their nature, their roots. We've embraced the power of acceptance and detachment and learned that we can observe our fears without letting them control us. We've explored practical strategies to cope, to thrive. The path may seem daunting, but it's a path you're capable of walking. You're stronger than you think. And remember, you don't have to face fear and anxiety alone.